So if you've never heard of it before, ShotDeck is this awesome website full of reference images from TV shows, commercials, films, music videos, you name it, they have it. And every year since the pandemic, they've been holding their recreations contest, which is as simple as you pick a shot from the ShotDeck library and you recreate it as closely as you can on your own. Every year I have been totally blown away by the quality of the submissions, and I have really wanted to enter myself. And I made a promise to myself at the start of the year that I was going to do it. And well, just like every other year, work has definitely gotten in the way and I've been very busy. And now I find myself on September 30th, about 10.5 hours before this is due, and I haven't done anything. But instead of giving up, I figured why not make this a bit of a challenge for myself. So I'm gonna try and do 3 ShotDeck recreations in about 10.5 hours. About the only work I've done at this point is I've chosen the 3 shots I'm gonna try to recreate, and I am going to do a little planning here on how I'm going to pull this off. So here we go. My first shot here, as you can probably recognize, is from the movie Oppenheimer. And I chose this shot because I had a spot in mind that I could shoot this image. So the first thing I'm noticing right away is negative fill on the left side of the frame, and there's clearly some sort of key happening on the right side of the frame. There's also a really good eye light happening here. Believe it or not, I do not own a IMAX camera. I will be shooting this recreation on a Sony FX6, which I'm filming right now on. My gut tells me that this will be a 24mm. The last thing I need to worry about is wardrobe. I'm gonna need a jacket, a shirt, and this really cool looking hat. It's one light, it's negative fill, it's the location and the wardrobe. I think I can get all of that done. The next shot I have here is from the movie Nerve, I believe it's called. I'm gonna be fully transparent. I have not seen this movie, but I saw the shot and I thought it was cool, and I also thought it was something that I could pull off. Wardrobe for this shot is going to be super easy. All I'm gonna need is this red hoodie. I'm gonna use my girlfriend to be the model of this shot. The crux of this shot is this paper bag that kind of surrounds the image. So I'm just gonna go out, get a couple paper bags, and probably bongo tie that around the lens. As far as how this image is lit, I'm noticing a couple different things. The first thing I'm noticing is the face is lit pretty evenly. The light that is happening seems to be coming from the left side of frame down towards the right side of frame. It's hitting the subject. You can see a bit of a rim light here. So I'm gonna have to light this from above and across. Getting the paper bag to the right shape around the subject is gonna be a little tricky, but this one's doable. I'm excited to give this one a try. And my last and final shot is from a music video by Rosie Lowe, and it's called Birdsong. I chose this shot because I just need a pair of female eyes looking through a piece of drywall. The way this is lit is very sidey. It looks like there is simply just a light about eye level coming directly in from the side. There is definitely a good amount of negative fill on the right side of the frame. Here, it's a pretty black backdrop. So for this one, I just need a set of eyes, which again, I'm gonna use my girlfriend, Hannah, and then a side light, some negative fill, and see how closely I can get a piece of drywall to look like that. All right, so those are the 3 shots I'm gonna be recreating. I don't have a lot of time left, and I have a lot to do, so I'm gonna get to it. I think it works. Should work. I can't forget my hat. Come back for the camera.
First day at school. Is it Cillian or Cillian Murphy? Is it Cillian?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Super negative.
Super negative. Okay. Do I look like Oppenheimer? How ridiculous do I look right now? All for you, YouTube. This has made it infinitely more difficult because I can't look up now to see my shot.
Lean forward a little bit because you don't want that button in front. A little back, a little forward. Put your lips closer together. Squat a little bit more. Your eyes need to look down. There you go.
Does it look good?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy. First shot is done. On to the next. Shot number 2. I need a knife. Move your head back and open the bag a bit more. We're rolling. Perfect, perfect. And look scared. You definitely got it.
You think so?
Yeah. So I don't have a ton of time left. And next is the shot of the woman peering through the drywall. And the thing about doing this challenge last minute is I don't really have time to overthink things. I just have to kind of power through. Huh?
Pretty low.
You're going really sidey? Yeah. And then go that way even a bit more. That's how we're gonna do it. So it looks like on the monitor. I'm really happy with that. All right, it has been a hell of a day and it's not over yet. It's 10 o'clock, which means I have about 2 hours left to submit my 3 shots to the Shot Deck website. I'm gonna get to editing and I will check in with you guys when I'm ready to submit. Wish me luck. Well, I am done editing my shots. It's about 11:30 at night here, and I just checked the Shot Deck website where you submit your finished recreations and was surprised to see that at some point today they've actually extended the deadline for submissions by 5 days. So yeah, that's okay. I'm just gonna pretend like it is still due tonight at midnight. I'm gonna submit my shots right now, and in about a day or two, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of self-critiquing of how I did, and I'll take you along with me. I'll see you then. All right, so it's time to show you guys the results of my recreations here, starting with my first shot from Oppenheimer. So overall, I did pretty good here. I definitely could have done better. The first thing I noticed when looking at this is I got the negative fill on the wrong side of the face. As you can see, it's on my right side of the face here, whereas the original shot, it's on the left. And that is because I actually flipped this image in post in order to get my body positioning just like the original shot. So that's some definite marks off. I think my wardrobe's pretty spot on here. For a last minute trip to the thrift store, I did pretty good. As you can see, I got the eye light here, although the original is definitely a round light fixture, whereas mine is a horizontal fixture. Once I flipped the image and I realized that this shot wasn't going to be my best, I kind of sped up the color grade in order to give some of my other shots some more time. I think I'm gonna give this shot a 6 out of 10. All right, so my next shot is the paper bag shot from Nerve, and I did all right on this one. As you can see, the light on the paper bag is pretty good. There's definitely a lot more light happening at the bottom of the paper bag than I was able to get. What I ended up doing was using a bunch of gaff tape around the side of the bag in order to block the light from entering it, which ended up working out quite well. And I'm pretty happy with how I was able to replicate the light on the edge of the bag here. The sweater I chose from the thrift store did not end up being the best choice. There's a lot of like little waffly edges where that's not happening in the original shot. Also in the original shot, as you can see, that there's molding where the wall meets the ceiling, and my shot just doesn't have that. And I think if I would have had more time, I would have either hung some wood in those spots or hung some foam or something like that. The most difficult part of the shot was getting the opening of the bag to look the most like the original. And what we ended up doing was using twist ties to put around the rim of the bag so it would hold a position. But I think I could have probably spent all day just trying to get that bag to look exactly like the original. For this shot, I think I'm gonna give myself a 7.5 out of 10. And it's time for the birdsong shot. So as you can see here, I'm quite happy with this one. I think this is my favorite one. At this point in the day, we only had a couple of hours to get this done so I could get to editing. And I think I could have easily spent several days just trying to get this hole in the drywall to look exactly like the original shot. But for doing it in about 15 minutes, I think we did pretty well. I'm quite happy that I was able to replicate the little texture here in the background, although the texture could have been moved closer to the edge of the frame as it is in the original. I think another error I made was the height of the opening in the drywall. I think if I would have lowered the drywall a bit more so Hannah was looking a little bit more downward as the subject is in the original, it would have made the recreation just that much better. Something I definitely missed when looking at this image for the first time was the amount of light actually hitting the dark side of the drywall. And I think if I were to do it again, I would add the subtlest amount of soft light to this side of the drywall just to match it that much better. This was definitely my favorite recreation we did throughout the day, and I would give this one an 8 out of 10. Doing 3 recreations in one day was chaotic, but ultimately it was a lot of fun and I'm pretty happy with how I did. I definitely recommend entering this contest to any filmmakers or cinematographers out there looking for a challenge. This is a lot more difficult than it looks. I would love to hear in the comments how you guys think I did, and I will catch you in the next one.